And above all, I think somebody who looks after our family like a queen. And I don't think this family, or at least me, my parents, my children, I think all of us would, we would be lost without Lolo. And she knows that. It's just absolutely amazing to have her as a sister, and actually I think I'm more like her first daughter.
Family is family. And I mean, family first above everything.
Why such long breaks? Because people love you. You're a darling every day.
Thank you so much, Nayan. But I think it's my choice. I think it's been a conscious decision.
There are times when I do say, don't argue with your mother. The other day I said it. I won't tell you to which daughter. I said, I'm your mother. Now listen to me. I actually said these words.
I have done this interview with Shaheen 2.5 years ago, where she spoke about battling life lows, and she said that, what really got me through is my loving family who really pulled me out of it.
I just thought she was being lazy and not getting out of the room. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm a person who's getting up in the morning and you have to go to college and you have to do this and you have to do that, and this wasn't happening. And it was like, I thought then she's being, difficult, or she's not sleeping in the night. But she was not sleeping in the night because she couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
It took a while for us to understand what was happening. When she became a mother, was she becoming a mother before she actually became one also when she was pregnant. That time she really was very emotional. She reached out and she told me that, I understand so much now more about why you said what you said and why are you so paranoid and why are you so...
I have two women, phenomenal women who we are going to celebrate because they are fabulous artists and loving mothers who redefine strength with grace, and that's what you guys do even in brown. Thank you so much, Soni ma'am and Lolo, for doing this. I can't tell you, from the time I started my own channel, I've always wanted to do these conversations with both of you. I think I've messaged you 100 times, but I'm happy I'm doing it with you together for the same show that I wanted to get you for. Before I begin, I have to tell you what a phenomenal show. I've only watched 3 episodes and I've been telling them, give me the remaining 5 episodes soon. Have you watched anything?
Very little.
So I want to ask you that, it's such a beautiful space, especially you shot in Calcutta again. And it deals with so much of strength with silences there. And both of your characters, like you're so much fun. I think you're like all our mothers. I was showing my mother, never argue with your daughter and never argue with your mom. Don't nag with your daughter. This is exactly what happens in a Bengali household. I'm pretty sure in every household. How much of it do you hear it in a daily basis at home?
Obviously, mothers and daughters will be mothers and daughters. So there are times when I do say, don't argue with your mother. The other day I said it. I won't tell you to which daughter. I said, I'm your mother. Now listen to me. I actually said these words. And I'm like, these are actually not words I want to say, but they just pop out. So yes, it does happen because at the end of the day, you're a mom. And sometimes your kids are not really listening to you. So sometimes I have to tell them that I was there when you were 5, and therefore I know that this happened when you were 6. So therefore, don't argue with me. But that's just I think moms will always be moms, and daughters will be daughters. And I mean, it's lovely to have your daughters grow up and be independent women by themselves in their own right,
Absolutely.
and that's what you bring them up for. I have not brought up my daughters to be dependent on me in any way, but it's always going to happen that you're going to need your mom for something or the other. So I'm always there for them. It's like,
what about you? Because you, of course, have a strong mother and you have a strong daughter as well.
Well, of course, I think that is what the beauty is of our show, Brown.
Yes.
That this relationship of a mother and daughter is very, very real. I mean, this is the way we are in real life.
Absolutely.
So I think that feeling, that camaraderie that Soni auntie and my character and her mom have is actually what happens in real life. You don't feel like it's a film or it's a show happening.
For people who don't know, if you see my messages to her, they're always messages like, oh, when are you doing your next one? Because she doesn't meet us otherwise. I think you should do 2 films a year, 2 projects a year, because after people watch you in this one, they will ask you for the same. I want to ask you why such long breaks? Because people love you. You're a darling every day.
Thank you so much, Nayan. But I think it's my choice. I think it's been a conscious decision. It's just the way I am as a person. Like, like you'll ask me, what's next? What are you planning? I've never planned anything in my career. It's just happened. And I think from my heart, not from my head. So I don't know. I mean, not land up doing something, or like, I'll take your advice and I may land up doing two things. I don't know. Let's see.
I think everybody's going to be very happy if you really, really do it. I'm pretty sure everybody sitting here would be like, they'll be clapping if you do it. But
No.
also, why brown? I know that last time we had met at Jagran, you told me that initially you felt like you may not be able to do it, or there was a hesitation.
No, I think it was like, yeah, I think to get me on the set is a kind of like a tough job. But so when Z Studios and the creative team approached me, I remember I was shooting at Mehboob Studios. And I met them. I said, okay, thanks. And they were like, there's this superb female protagonist. We're making this show and this and that. And they were like, you have to go to Calcutta for 50, 60 days. It's going to be, I was like, thank you, but no thank you. And I actually initially turned it down. And I went for my shot back again, and I was shooting for some ad, and it was pretty hectic. And the team hadn't left when I stepped out again. And I was like, can you please request? I told my manager, can you request them to go? I'm feeling really bad. Why are they still here? And they were like, no, they want to talk to you again. And they were like, can you please just give us 20 minutes? So we decided. Then a few days later, I met Abhinay and the creative team. And obviously, I heard the idea and I heard the role and what Rita Brown was all about, and how raw and how broken and how, differently amazing she was. And I was like, okay, now this may get me onto the set again. I think what's important is I need to be creatively satisfied. I'm lucky enough to have had a great body of work, worked with some of the greatest directors of our country, had a very loyal fan base and an audience. So I think today when I do something, it has to be really creatively satisfying. It's not, today I don't think life is about a hit or a flop or whatever,
Absolutely.
It's more about just giving it your best shot and being creatively satisfied. And I think Rita Brown brought that about.
I'm so glad you did.
No, thank you, Sonia.
I think everybody is very happy. Trust me. I want to tell you that when I say and when I call you both phenomenal women, I actually mean it. The strength in the silences in Brown, it's incredible. Like when people watch, I'm telling you, I watched it yesterday night when there was nobody, everybody else was sleeping. There is an eeriness to the entire vibe, but there is a silent strength in the silences that your character has. Of course, they show that you go through a lot of deep emotional turmoil and trauma, your character especially. And the way you have encapsulated that in those scenes where, I don't know, please correct me if I'm wrong. I want to ask you the method behind that madness. But I felt as an audience, I felt like she's going through so much. She wants to say so much. Her character has already been through so much of emotional turmoil in the 2 years that she's not been a part of the job. And then when she's told, she's like, I don't want to engage in this, and I just walk out. Your exits from any scene, especially when you're in the Thana, and you're like, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's very stoic.
And she's a woman of few words. Like she doesn't, but conveys a lot.
Yes.
So I think that was a beauty. And like you're saying, there is a madness to her. And you feel for her. You feel for her brokenness. You feel for her. At the same time, she is a very smart and a strong woman.
Yeah.
And she's a no-nonsense kind of person who's literally being dragged back to her job, which she's very good at. So I think that's why I'm so glad you notice these pauses.
It's beautiful. Let me tell you.
I'm so glad that these nuances are being noticed.
I am telling you, like, I feel there are two shades to your character. One that comes out with all the men in front of all the men, and one that actually comes out only in front of your mother and Helen ma'am, which is a little more vivacious. And of course, if there are men in that same vicinity when your mom is please correct
the softer side.
Yes.
Because in her home scenes, she feels safe.
She
Yes.
relaxes.
Right? With her mother, with her aunt. So there's a bit of a softness, a sensitivity that you will see that exists within Rita. But when she's with all the men around and all the chaos that's going around, then she is another person. Yeah, you're right. So glad you're noticing these nuances.
You've done such amazing work, both of you. One of my mom's favorite movie that she's told me to tell you about. And first of, by the way, she told me today that your first film was with a Bengali film
Yes,
director.
yes, of course.
If I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
my mom loves Aparna Sen.
Yes.
And she told me that you have to tell her about this movie called Mandi.
Yes.
And she said that, just tell her how much I admire her. She couldn't have come here, but
Thank you.
and I will. When we speak about the characters here, we talk about the geopolitical system that you guys are battling. Of course, I've only watched 3 episodes. I want to watch the remaining 5. It's also a space that not many people are attempting, but I feel the whole vibe of the series is something. I have my guesses. I'm not going to say what
Yeah.
it is. I told you
Yeah.
what my guesses are. But I want to understand that when you said yes, both of you, what was that one point where you decided that this is the character I want to say yes to?
I think it's the way Rita Brown is, the way she's made, what she's made of, and what all she's been through, and to bringing her alive, and her journey. I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah.
Please, guys, watch the show. But there is a huge graph where you see her from to while the murder is being solved, the story is going on, her evolving as a person, her growth, which I found very fascinating and very interesting to play. And of course, she's everything that I'm not. In the
In
sense,
what ways?
she's an alcoholic.
Yeah, of
She's a smoker. She's a pill popper. She doesn't eat food, which I love to eat. Like everything the opposite of me. So it was very challenging and very exciting to play this kind of a character.
What about you, ma'am?
Oh, I thought the space was so interesting. And that time when it was made a few years ago, it just hadn't been done before. I don't know if it has been done after, but I have not seen it. And I love this dark, very, very sinister kind of a zone.
Space, yeah.
And it was in Calcutta. Then it was based on Go. Then it has her as a daughter. So I was like, this is going to be very interesting. And Abhinay as the director. And then I didn't know about the rest of the cast at all. I just was sold already by the time, all this information came to me and I read the few scripts. I was very, very happy. So then I decided that it was very easy to decide. It wasn't difficult.
There's a beautiful, I will not speak about the scene, but you will understand. There's a beautiful scene where she goes through something and she is in the bed and you just come and hug her tightly, right? I have done this interview with Shaheen 2.5 years ago, where she spoke about battling life lows. And she said that, what really, really got me through is my loving family who really pulled me out of it. You've seen that in real life, right? As a mother, although you have to show strength sometimes, but you also feel weak because you can see your child suffer. How do you deal with those kind of moments and how did you pull her out of it?
Well, the thing is about Shaheen is that she's extremely brave and self-aware. Of course, it was a journey for her too. It was a journey for me too, because depression is a disease which none of us, I have not experienced.
Yes.
So when I saw it in somebody else, I didn't recognize it. And this is what's dangerous about this, is because so many young people go through it at certain times in their life. And if you don't know the signs, you don't know what you're looking at. I just thought she was being lazy and not getting out of the room. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm a person who's getting up in the morning and you have to go to college and you have to do this and you have to do that. And this wasn't happening. And it was like, I thought that she's being, difficult, or she's not sleeping in the night. But she was not sleeping in the night because she couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
It took a while for us to understand what was happening. And I just told her one thing. I said, look, Shaheen, something is not right. I can help you fix it. But you have to come and tell me that you want it fixed. I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to pick you up and drag you anywhere. You have to come and tell me. It took her 1 full year to come and tell me. But she came and told me, and then we went on the journey. And touch wood,
Yes.
all's well that ends well. But it is difficult for parents. It's not. I wouldn't say it's an easy situation. But you must recognize it, and you must not look away from it. That is the worst thing you can do.
I have something to play for you. Okay. Now, it's from your first daughter. It's from your first daughter. That is my hint.
Okay.
I hope you can hear it. Is it?
करिश्मा
हाँ, so-
करिश्मा के बारे में जितना बोलो उतना कम है. It's a common thing to say, but for me, to say something about Lolo is actually very difficult because she's someone who is not only a fabulous human being, but she's a dedicated mother, such a hardworking actor. Till today, I think every actress in our country looks up to Lolo because they want to be like her. They want to dress like her. They want to look like her. They want to dance like her. I think every actress um, wants that adulation that Lolo had in the 90s, that quintessential mass superstar heroine. I think that is what Lolo stood for. And she till today, I think, stands and represents that entire generation of the 90s. All the girls, all the women, they just look at Lolo and they feel that instant connect. She truly was, is, and always will be the darling of, I think, the nation, the darling of our hearts. And above all, I think somebody who looks after our family like a queen. And I don't think this family, or at least me, my parents, my children, I think all of us would, we would be lost without Lolo. And she knows that. And it's just absolutely amazing to have her as a sister and actually more like, I think I'm more like her first daughter before Samira, like she says. So thank you for having her. And thank you for everything, Lolo. करिश्मा के बारे
How sweet. Oh my God.
But whenever you speak to Kareena, she always credits you for paving the way. I have an elder brother who's 10 years older than me, and I know the kind of challenges that possibly he's braved so that I've had it easier. I'm pretty sure Alia would say the same about Shaheen, and she continues to say that. As an elder sibling, you're always a parent, right? And you are one of the first people from the family, first female actors from the family to come, like the daughters, to come and join the industry, and it helped so many people today. Today, Riddhima has come and acted in a movie, right? How do you take that? Because you've been an inspiration to so many, including people in your family.
I don't think about all these things, to be very honest. I do it from my heart. It's natural. It just flows. It just comes. There's never a thought to this. Family is family.
True.
And I mean, family first above everything. So, and I don't really think about all these things, Nayan.
I actually reached out to Alia, but Alia, I think, is unwell. So she told me that please excuse me on this one, but when we do a longer one, I'm definitely going to get her to.
But thank you for this. It's so sweet.
But
thank you.
anytime for both of you, because I feel like both of you are amazing individuals, and more than that, you guys are amazing human beings. But before I wrap up, I definitely will ask you this: that as mothers today, what is it that you try to tell your kids? A lot of times that you face something and then you will like, no, I would protect my kids from this. So what is it that you tell them to make them strong? Whoever wants to start.
So many things. So many things. Every day I'm saying something or the other.
What was the last thing you told Alia and Shaheen?
Oh God. Oh my God, it's difficult to remember. What do I tell my children to make them strong?
Now that Alia has become a mother, does she come and tell you that, oh, everything that I resisted is...
No, initially she when she became a mother, I think was she becoming a mother before she actually became one also when she was pregnant. That time she really was very emotional. She reached out and she told me that, I understand so much now more about why you said what you said and why are you so paranoid and why are you so yeah, I think I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm paranoid, but my kids will probably say I am. And I would say that be very careful, because I've seen them go through the ups and downs, falling down from the pavement, twisting your ankle for no reason, just these silly, stupid injuries. So I always tell them, just hold yourself and watch where you're going, because that is so important. I mean, this is silly
Yeah.
example. There's so many examples. I mean, but I hope I'm not that mother who keeps telling them don't do this and don't do that, because I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, they have to discover. I feel that I'm the mother who doesn't tell them these things. They have to discover, and they have to make their own mistakes, because it's only when you make your own mistakes will you learn. You won't learn because I tell you. So I guess at some point I did stop telling them on a daily basis things. I mean, and yeah, I guess as a mother, you want to give advice. I'm learning how to control it uh, as much as I can.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to do for me, because I see things and I want to share it immediately, and then I realize no, maybe I shouldn't, because so then I hold back.
Hold back.
And this whole thing all the time going on, and I tell them very very clearly that, you know what, you will go through this also, because it happens. That's life. That's the nature of the relationship. What do you do?
There's that internal tussle. Basically.
Yeah, well, no, I just feel that you can't keep on pounding your children with advice. They'll stop listening,
Yeah.
and that is what you don't want.
I have to tell you that you have to do more projects. Please do. Okay. I don't know how many. I know people have reminded you of Jurva and you playing a cop, but I don't know how many people reminded you of a particular scene, which is the opening scene. And it reminded me of a movie that I absolutely love. It's Fizza, where you're standing on the beach. You should. There's a song in Fizza where you're just standing on the beach. I think. Yeah. This is always my internal joke with her, because I keep watching her movies.
Oh
And
my
some of
God.
her movies, I keep sending her screen grabs. Guess which movie this is from.
yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, I do that with her. But I hope that you continue to do more, because there are very few actors who actually become an emotion to so many people. It's not just an inspirational thing or aspirational. You have transcended that. For people like us, I have literally told them that nobody can compete with me when it comes to being your biggest fan.
That's sweet.
And
Thank
I
you.
happily would say that we should sit down and do this one more time, and to the strength that both of you embody, and maybe just hoping to see you together, and even in individually way more than what
Thank
we
you,
do.
Nayan, and thank you for that lovely note from Babu also. So feeling emotional. Thank
Do you want to say something to her?
See you at home.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.